We're back. I thought you were starting.
Oh, I'm starting? No, you're starting. Insight into the coda, fascination, and you
Oh, and then I
stop
finish and go over there.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Just sit down. Let's do it from here.
And
We're back. So, Myron Oldberg, he talks about basically growing up as a coda. He gives us a good insight about how it was growing up with his deaf parents, and I really found it fascinating about how he kept having to step into a parental role over his parents. I think that he did a really good job in recalling and sharing the instances of how he had to take the responsibility. I mean, he was the parent, over
Right.
his parents. It was crazy to me. What about you, though? Like, how did Ruth handle that?
Ruth gives us an extreme insight into the life of a coda because she goes deeper than just what she had to do for her parents. She internalized it first.
Mm-hmm.
She let us know what it felt like to be a coda, how that the in silence, how detrimental that was to her character.
Mm-hmm.
But she also gives us an insight for her deaf parents. She offers sections in her book. It's broken down into 4 parts. It starts with her beginning, then it goes to her parents' relationship, how they met, and where they ended up, and so on and so forth. Talks about her growing up hearing, and then the last part is called Voices. So it's not necessarily in a chronological order, but it does have a sense of time with the experiences.
Yeah. Myron, he did the same thing. I mean, he didn't go in a chronological order. I mean, not that I caught on to anyway. I mean, it was really hard to follow. I wasn't really sure if the problem was in the order and the organization that he put his chapters in, or if it was more of a role that issue. Like, sometimes he would explain it like, oh, this is my experience, and he told the story from his perspective. But sometimes it felt like he was telling the story as a memory and as it was actually happening, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But yeah, I'm sorry that you had to endure that, because with Ruth, when she would veer, she would let you know that I'm veering. She would give you moments that said, okay, this is a memory, and in that memory this happened. And then she would go on to say, oh, okay, well, now let's get back to where we were, and let's talk about my family, or let's talk about this. It was very detailed, and even in the 4 parts, it's broken down into even little parts. So yeah, she was very good at keeping the overall read.
That's good. That's good. I mean, yeah, I had an issue kind of detecting how old he was. Sometimes in one chapter he'd be a little boy, and the next chapter he would be a teenager, and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah,
what happened?
It's like watching Back to the Future.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And that is cool. Do we need to close that section now?
How are we starting this? I forgot.
We were just coming, so how about those quotes?